Mrs. Wolfe. The maid let you in, I see. What an appalling hostess I am, after all. You did not despair of my coming, I hope. Did you get entirely drenched on your way from the train station?
It was raining. I knocked. Your maid was kind enough to let me in. I made myself quite at home. Such a charming room.
So very nice to see you again.
Shall I tell you how this is going to go? Catherine and I will have 2 hours priceless talk. Priceless in the sense that to no one else can I speak in the same disembodied way about writing. To her, I can talk without altering my thought more than any more than I do in writing in my own diary. A woman caring as I care for writing is rare enough, I suppose, to give the queer sense of echo coming back from me, from her mind the second after I've spoken. She shall die of tuberculosis within the year. I shall think of Catherine at intervals all throughout my life. The day that I learn of her death, Nellie, our cook, will bring the morning paper to the breakfast table announcing, "Mrs. Murray is dead." One feels what? A shock of relief? A rival the less, then confusion at feeling so little, then gradually blankness and disappointment, then a depression from which I could not rouse myself all day. After that, when I begin to write, it will occur to me that there is no point in writing. I will think, Catherine won't read it. Catherine is my rival no longer. More generously, I will feel, but though I can do this better than she could, where is she who can do what I can't? While she was alive, most times I think we reached a kind of certainty in talk about books, or rather about writing, which I had thought had something durable about it. And then she was inscrutable. Did she care for me? Sometimes she would say so, would kiss me, and look at me as if, is this sentiment, her eyes would like always to be faithful. She would promise never, never to forget. That is what she said at the end of our last talk. We had something in common that I will never share with anyone else. If you listen to what Catherine is about to say, you will hear the unmistakable Catherine note of ardent flirtation, quickly struck intimacy, pure as Catherine. Listen closely. You will detect uncertainty there as well. In her own view, she is the little colonial whose marriage, such as it is, affords neither her heart nor her checkbook the least security. Catherine envies me not only Leonard's love, but his regular bank deposits, and why shouldn't she? She can't afford the tickets to the sanitarium in the south of France, where her doctor urges her to take refuge. But there's more to this distance between us than that. She is of the cat kind, alien, composed, always solitary, observant. It's as if Catherine can't bear for anyone to resist her for even a moment. Watch, and you will see her coax me to recognize the beauty of the rapport between us.
My God, I love to think of you, Virginia, as my friend. Don't cry me an ardent creature with your head a little on one side, smiling as though you knew some enchanting secret. Don't say, "Well, Catherine, we shall see." Instead, pray consider how rare it is to find someone with the same passion for writing that you have, who desires to be scrupulously truthful with you, to give you the freedom of the city without any reserves at all.
The freedom of the city?
Without any reserves at all.
Well, Catherine, we shall see.
I asked you not to say that.
Someone who desires to be scrupulously truthful. When you heard those words, forgive me, but when you heard those words, did you believe Catherine? Did she love to think of me as her friend? If one could be friendly with women, what a pleasure, the relationship so secret and private, compared with relations with me? Why not write about it truthfully? Has Catherine done so, you think? See, here she attributes just such a longing for connection to the character Bertha Young in Bliss. Innocent Bertha waiting for the sign. Miss Fulton's heavy eyelids lay upon her eyes, and the strange half-smile came and went upon her lips, as though she lived by listening rather than seeing. But Bertha knew suddenly, as if the longest, most intimate look had passed between them, as if they had said to each other, "You too?" that Pearl Fulton was feeling just what she was feeling. Catherine can't know that when I read the story in the English Review, I will cry out, "She's done for," and throw the volume across the room. She's done for. Indeed, I do not see how much faith in Catherine as a woman or as a writer can survive that type of story.
What type of story do you think she means?
So hard and so shallow and so sentimental. What shows through the story's superficial smartness is the writer's callousness and hardness as a human being.
Ah, that sort of story. But let's see what I can do, shall we? Let's see what I get down on paper. To be alive and to be a writer is enough. There's nothing like it. A woman, radiant, with smiling, trembling lips, with big, dark eyes and an air of listening, waiting for something divine to happen, that she knew must happen, infallibly. Ah, but that listening, that waiting, that longing for rapport between women, in my story, it's doomed. Virginia does not like that. Here I come, all the way from New Zealand. Catherine, who at 15 seduced a Maori girl in a bush, who traveled with a circus through the wilds of Scotland. Catherine treading the Persian carpets of literary London in her dirty slippers. I've acted my sins, and then excused them or put them away, saying it doesn't do to think of those things. Or, more often, it was all experience.